Orgasmic enlightenment, where the sexual and spiritual come together. I'm Kim Anami, and I'm a holistic sex and relationship coach and a vaginal weightlifter. In this show, we explore all things intimate. I believe that our sexual energy is life force, creative energy, and we can use it to shape our worlds, strengthen our relationships, and self-actualize. I blend the most avant-garde information from neuroscience, ancient sexual practices like Tantra and Taoism, to renegade wellness modalities to show you how to create gourmet sex in your lives. Come one, come all. Squirting saved our marriage. One of my absolute most favorite concepts in all of my work is the idea of fuck them until you change them. This means that our sex acts have the power to transform us, but only when they hit a certain level of Anami gourmet-style sex. The big barometric question I always ask people about their sex lives, and the way you can tell whether they are having Anami-style gourmet sex or plebeian junk food sex, is: does sex change your life? Do you feel energized, rejuvenated, euphoric, healed, transformed, and like you've seen God? If not, then you're doing it wrong. Anything other than that isn't hitting the mark, at least in Anami Land. As I always say, sexual energy is life force energy. If you aren't creating babies with it, then it's yours to learn how to wield and use to create your lives, your businesses, and yourselves with. Every time you have sex with your partner or yourself. Anything other than that is a waste. I don't care morally, ethically what you choose to do with this energy. I am only interested in the highest energetic outcome for all involved. You have this ultimate and immediate free power source, the biohack of all biohacks, literally at your fingertips in any given moment. This is how I recharge myself. This is how I accelerate healing in my body. This is where I get my creative genius from. Feeling a bit of a lull? Would most people reach for coffee or microdose some psychedelics? Nah, not me. I reach for my vagina or his cock. This idea of sex as healing, rejuvenation, and even a pathway to enlightenment has been talked about in cultures the world over for millennia. Even the French term for orgasm, la petite mort, symbolizes the notion of death and rebirth, ego death and true self rebirth. I experienced this early on in my own sexual encounters where I had cervical orgasms and I would feel like I self-actualized. At the time I first had these orgasms, I was studying Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and the concept of self-actualization is at the top of the human evolutionary pyramid. The idea that the most peak experiences we can have as humans are those that fulfill us so deeply that they allow us to become more of who we really are. And this is how I felt emerging out of these sexual unions. I was more of my truest self. Any of the superimposed layers of cultural conditioning and false personas just dropped away. I came out into the world feeling centered, grounded, in love with myself, and connected to the world in the most profound way. These moments were deeper than any of my drug consciousness altering adventures, not even close. In today's All-Star interview, when we say that squirting saved their marriage, it's because within Vi's deeper vaginal orgasms, she experienced such profound transformation that she was able to clear trauma and become more authentically and confidently herself. And her husband, Jared, experienced the same. They talk about an interdimensional experience they had together, essentially time traveling back into his childhood to purge and integrate past trauma. I talk about the psychedelics of sex and say that the only place you need to go to source this deep level healing and nervous system resetting is all within you. Of course it is. The way of the world right now is so much about external dependence, whether it's red light therapy or peptides or hormone drugs or psychedelic plants or a magic supplement that will solve all of your problems. It's all the same. It's talking about using something outside of you. I am saying that you can get it all from within. So Jared and Vi, today's well-fucked all-stars, both come from ultra-religious backgrounds, literally the daughter of a preacher man. They had some very restrictive ideas about sex, and they've totally reconfigured their entire relationship, sexually and emotionally, to be radically well-fucked, to use their intimate connection as a catalyst for their highest growth. They have found the sacred spot where sex and God come together. Well fucked all stars. Welcome, Vi and Jared. It's amazing to have you here.
Thanks for having us, Kim.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here.
And you both, I was saying earlier, have this lit up glow in your eyes and look like a wonderfully well fucked couple. You can see the sun kissed on your faces. So tell us a story of where you were and how you found this work and what happened along the way.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Starting back at the beginning, probably like a year and a half ago. Well, not maybe about a year ago, we would have Vi found your podcast through or your Instagram page actually through like a share through somebody on Instagram. And it was during a time in our relationship where we were like pretty disconnected. Like we would have been a couple that was like, yeah, when we have sex, like everybody gets off and that's like good enough for us kind of thing. But Vi had gone through a period where we're just like, oh yeah, actually she's like kind of feeling asexual. And so we're like, I guess this is our like new reality.
I just kind of obsessed over your Instagram page for a while and just like scrolled and read every post. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting. I feel like I've been missing something for so long and I feel like I found it. Like this is the missing piece I've been looking for, but I didn't know how to get there.
Okay.
Yes, so I grew up with a pastor slash mission work. Um, as my dad. And so we, as girls, were always submitted to, um, I don't know, males' needs, or like taught to, like, weren't allowed to wear shorts or like even tank tops, like don't show your shoulders kind of thing. And skirts were preferred, going to church. And so a lot of sexual suppression. And men were always talked as people who we tempt, like we're a temptation for them. And so this was my whole relationship with sex. So I actually never even remember ever masturbating or anything. One time I actually got punished for talking about where babies came from with my friends, kind of thing. And like, um, just like the pieces I'd put together about sex. And so I think from there on, I even just suppressed it even more. Like even talking about it was just never a thing. And we actually got married virgins. Like I would just never touch or touch anybody else. Like that was just wrong. And so when we finally got married, like the night of I just like chugged some champagne to numb my nerves because I was just like, yeah, this now where everything is accessible. Now I have to be ready and like give myself to this man. And yeah, not my fondest memory. Um,
I like in my background too had been like we're both pretty religious upbringings, and so that really set the stage for most of our like adulthood so far, where it was like we're like going through stuff, and without realizing a bunch of it, we are like there's a ton of sexual suppression. So like even I didn't have like a proper view of what is possible for sex, even for me, and like all of these things. And like my parents have been like, oh yeah, there's like a ton of like we talk about sex a ton, and it wasn't that way. They talked about it, but it's like very like just
Men want it, women don't.
yeah, there's lots convincing. So that's what I downloaded. And this is like all set the stage for pretty much of the like 10 years of our marriage. Is just this like, okay, we're both super suppressed. We have figured out how to orgasm, and I'm like stoked if I last 3 minutes. She pumped if she gets an orgasm. We're like, dude, I guess this is our life.
And well, I just also inwardly had vowed that I was, because I would have heard like men just always complaining about their women and like how they're like never satisfied and how they never want sex, that kind of thing. So I vowed inside of myself like I was going to be a good woman and I was going to have a satisfied man and husband. And so I just never said no. Like I said, whether I wanted it or not, like I was at least gonna give him the satisfaction of having sex, even if I didn't have orgasm. And so it's a really hard thing to say, but in a way, I just kind of said yes to like rapey sex like for like 8 years. Like I just put myself in the room, spread my legs. I'm like, okay, numb myself, leave the room, mentally leave the room, let it happen. And he had no idea. Like it's just like, and often I would initiate it because I could feel him wanting it again. Like even if he didn't say, I'm like, okay, it's been a week. Otherwise he's gonna be a mess of a man if I don't give him sex. So I just like, I'd initiate it and let's just get it over with, and then I can have my man back again.
Well, and the truth for me too was like I was like so disconnected from myself. I felt like I was a mess if this didn't like if it didn't happen, if I didn't have my like 30 seconds of glory or whatever. And so it just like, yeah, the dynamic just didn't get better. And so it did lead us down the road of like, okay, like now feeling like asexual because yeah, why the fuck would you want what we had going on, even though we thought it was like the stuff? And I'm just like, okay, I guess this is our reality.
Well, yeah, it was like deconstructing faith. I was following some like deconstructive sites and like accounts. And so one of the people on there came out as asexual and she described everything I felt. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is me. Like, I don't feel attracted to sex ever. Like, I want companionship and I want to feel safe and all of these things. I don't want sex ever. Like, I don't desire it. I literally do it for him. But the truth is like I could fantasize about other relationships. Like I just felt like there was more out there. Like maybe out there there was something bigger and better, but it just wasn't here. And so just this like that wrestling within myself constantly. And I would say just like, I don't know, God, universe, like something. One of the nutritionists I followed one day was on her story was just like, I'm grateful for Kim. It helped me find my femininity. Like she really helped me find myself in my feminine and stuff like that and discover myself. And I was like, just a spark. Like it could have just clicked past that story. Like it could have been just like, oh yeah, next, next. But that one like came up and I was like, what? Okay, click, let's see. I'm just curious. And I went to your page and I was like, oh my gosh, like first post, I was intrigued and I was like, okay, next one. And the next one and next one. I'm like, oh my gosh, she has a podcast too. Let's go find her podcast. Listen to your first episode. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, this is so exciting. She's saying I can have all these orgasms and actually want sex and desire it and like be horny and like really want it, like have more orgasms than he does. Okay. Wow, this is going to be really exciting for Jared. I'm going to tell him when he gets home because he wants me to have sex and he's like I could feel him be disappointed. I wouldn't want it more. Why does she want it? Doesn't want it? And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to be so excited. So I'm like reluctantly, nervously share. I'm like, I found this thing. Like I feel like I could maybe like something was coming alive in me. Like I think I can have orgasms and want sex, like she says. And Jared is like, she's teaching Tantra vibe, like that's from the devil. I'm like, we don't even believe in the devil.
Yeah, I would have loved that story to be like, yeah, I just said a wicked fuck yes, and then we started there. But no, I give like a big old fuck no, and was like, oh, that's, you know what? That sounds great, but there's like, all these uncomfortable things I would have like just pulling in from my back, and I'm like, yep, hard pass, bye. I know you want to have more sex, but forget it. Like that just doesn't sound awesome.
And so that kind of like that spark that came alive immediately kind of like got itself locked away again. And I was like, okay. But I remember saying to you, like, okay, we can keep going this way, the way that we're going, but I feel like I'm slowly dying. Like I'm just gonna keep dying. I feel dead inside and just numb. And this feels like a way for me to come alive. And so, and then I think it was a month or two before you were like, you actually listened to one of your podcasts.
Well, so she like it's not been the first time that she's given us like a pretty big ultimatum of some sort, or me, I guess. Been like, hey, this is where I'm going, and or like this is the stuff that I'm processing. Either like I'm fucking growing, Jared, and you can come along if you want, or like, you know what, just do your thing. We'll just die together or something.
No, I won't die. You can
Uh,
die if you
you'll
want.
die, Jared. She won't die. And so, yeah, I start like I'm like, well, uh, I might as well. And so I flip on a podcast while I'm hanging laundry, and I forget which one specifically, but then like the stories that like you were talking about with these people, I was like, okay, this isn't just like one person that's having this experience. This is like there's tons of people like that are talking about and like there's nothing that these people have to gain other than to just share awesome stories. I'm like, yeah, this okay, this makes sense. And so I came back to Vi eventually. I was like, hey, so I've been listening to the podcast, and she's like, dude, yeah, welcome to the world.
I don't believe you. I think was first. I was like,
Yeah.
show me. I was like, show me that you actually care about this.
Yeah, it was like a couple weeks of me like listening to a podcast and being like, I think this one's awesome. Send it to her. Like, this is the one. Like, here's one about period sex. Like, send it to you. Like, here's one about somebody. They're telling a story about like squirting in public and how awesome that is. I'm like, send it. I'm like, this is wicked. Uh, and it was really just like taking that minute to like, like the door had cracked open in me a little bit. I'm like, okay, I should just let it in just a little bit more. And I was like, oh, this is actually what I want. This is like a thing. And I think some of that context too, and maybe we'll touch on it a little bit later, would be like uh some of the polarity in our relationship was totally off. Like there was so much that we were doing that was and still so much that we're figuring out even since the course and during the course that totally was part of those dynamics. Um, but yeah, like it was the beginning of that journey is like, okay, now we can share this stuff. Like there's a bit more of a common language. Then we start hearing about the courses because you talk about those quite a bit. And it was like, okay, let's look at doing one of these courses. And it's like, hey, how much of the course? Well, we looked at it, I'm like, okay, that's a lot of money. But then we are thinking, you know what, we could spend the same amount of money on therapy in our relationship. And you know what, I don't know how far you get, but you know what, we've either spent the money on the course and get to the end of the course, and if nothing's changed, then like, okay, we at least tried something. But if we spend the money and everything changes, then it's the best money that we've ever spent. And like, I think sitting here talking to you now, it's probably pretty clear that if this is the best money that we've ever spent for our relationship, potentially like ever. Like, and within the first 2 weeks of the salon, it was that like that kind of value in our relationship. So much had changed, so much had like begun to shift for us in those first 2 weeks. We're like, dude, this could have been 10K. Like this could have been way more than what was actually what we actually paid. And but that doing that really caused us to like not only like experience the work, but invest in it, like in ourselves as well.
Yeah, like a university crash course, for a relationship. Like you'd pay for a degree, like in a heartbeat, go into debt for it. And I'm like, if we want to be happy for the rest of our lives, like, wouldn't it be worth it to pay $2,500 like dollars to like be happy and have like an actual living relationship than not and die further? And so just pedaling and spinning our wheels, trying to get somewhere. And so,
And the sweet bit too is like once we really started getting it together, like we started to bring on some of these concepts of like radical honesty. That started to change a lot of stuff in our relationship and still does. And so like just starting to realize like, wow, okay, so we've been lying to each other, we've been lying to the world so much that we're like that is contributing so much to our disconnection that it's just like it was a simple change, but like a radical one in like a huge, I mean, radical honesty, uh, but like a huge change in that sense. And then like some of the other practical stuff, like scheduling a 3 hour sex date. That was one of the first practices we tried. And we're like, what the fudge do you do for 3 hours? When we first got one, we were like, we made it an hour and a half. What? And then in like a few months, we are like burning through 3 hours in like what felt like 30 minutes. And we're like, wow, this is like, could easily be a whole day and we'd still have more time or we'd still have more things that we could do or want to do.
Yeah, you guys had made a comment that, having sex for 4 to 5 hours on a Saturday and still feeling like that wasn't enough time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. So you guys have had some powerful healing experiences through and alchemizing through your sexual encounters. Would you like to share any of that?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's 3 hour sex date, which we do on Saturday mornings, which morning sex, by the way, the stuff. Uh, It's awesome. So we get in there, set the kids up, and uh, we typically start with some sort of massage. It really helps us. Like I love giving massage and like learning new techniques to like try on Vi as far as just like whole body massage. We start with that. It helps Vi really get into her body. We're starting with that and kind of throughout the massage, a few minutes in, you start talking about how you feel like you have a cry stuck, but you can't let it out.
okay, so this is still like, I think stuff I need to on, but like, my cries get stuck here. Okay.
Right at your
Like,
neck.
In your jaw?
like, yeah, I have a big cry. I just feel like I could sob. It comes here, and then I feel it coming down, and I just cry out of my yoni. Like, I just
Squirt.
squirt. Like, my cry goes down, and I cry out of my yoni. Like, I can't sob here, so I'll sob here, which is just like amazing. It almost feels better, but I'd love to like also figure out how to unblock it here. So we're working on like cock worship and all of that stuff and like opening this part.
Yeah.
But it was like related to our second born. Like she had severe eczema, like when she was younger. And so we did a lot of in the allopathic world and lots of just, yeah, things that we're not proud of. So this often comes up. She's obsessed with my breasts. And I feel protective of my breasts. Like there's more stuff that I need to unblock here. So I don't always like when she just becomes so grabby. She's 6. So I feel like she does a lot of grabbing of my breasts and I don't love it. But I also see it as something she's missing. Like she's desiring things from me. So I struggle with that a lot. And so this morning, when we had that like our sex date, this came up because she had been grabby before that. So I'm feeling guilty. I'm like, I feel like I'm not able to give something that she's asking. So I'm like trying to figure this out. And so I feel like crying. Like I just feel like I have a sob in me. Like I'd like to really cry as Jared is like massaging me. And so
And you're starting to
it comes
squirt. Yeah.
here and it just starts to like gush out of my yoni.
Yeah.
And then
I'm not even close to like her yoni at this point. Like I'm working on like her hips or like her
I'm on my
legs or
tummy
stuff like
still.
that.
So that's like I'm on my tummy. We're just on my back area. Like we're not even close to my yoni. Like I'm just, but my yoni doesn't need to be massaged by itself anymore to squirt. Like I'll just squirt my emotions out at any point. Like I just like
It's awesome. We use a lot. We bought a super thick like sex blanket because of how like the amount of squirt is like when you squirt like a cup or two, we're like, oh, that was cute. Like that was a little bit. Like when it like and now it's like if the entire bed isn't like unusable with wetness after we're done, like then it was a small session. But that's a bit of an aside.
so then I start crying out of my yoni because I'm feeling guilty as a mom, even though I fucked my kid up or I've damaged my child. I completely love and accept myself. Like I'm doing that whole process. Like I'm just trying to like find safety within myself because I'm feeling so guilty for what I've done as a mom. And then Jared jumps,
Yeah.
he like sees me jumping
So
off.
Vi starts weeping through this. So she's like weeping. I'm like kind of staying there and like with my presence and like just massaging different parts of her as we're going through like muscle groups and things. And especially like her hips, I think at that point you were on your back. And I see her like like I can feel and I can see that she's like doing demon battle right then. Like everything that's kind of going through, she's feeling stuff really deeply. And I'm like, okay, my woman has jumped off of something. I'm gonna go with her. And so she kind of finishes. I just start having all of these, it's like it was like a horror film, or like maybe like in a movie where you see like a really violent montage of just like these clips of, but it was like but was of all these things that had happened
Both
to
of us
her.
at the same time. Like we
Yeah.
did that, we both at the same time have these flashes come before us of what we've done as parents and the regrets that we have, and we're just sobbing together about it. Um, and then
Yeah.
we hold each other, we hug, we like just sit with it for a little bit.
More squirt, the whole thing. Like it's just coming. And then we're holding each other and um then we get into
You've probably done my front afterwards. We keep
yeah,
going. We
yeah,
talk
it switched to the
about
front. Yeah, we
yeah.
keep talking
I
about
was about to go on a week-long trip to be with my sister who was going to have a baby. So I'm like, okay, before like I go, I for sure want to do some cock worship, and I would like to also give you a prostate massage, um, just before I go, because I don't know, me going on trips has not always been a positive experience. We feel really disconnected, and it's like often been this resentful thing when I go on a trip. And my whole family lives far away from me, so that sometimes means like I want to go see them if they can't come to me. And so I really felt like I wanted to do this before I go because I wanted it to like go into that week too.
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
like after that healing about our daughter, I like wanted to cock worship, and I have always felt kind of weird around penises, probably because of the relationship I've grown up with, like not knowing, like I'm just like that's scary stuff, like that's only here to take stuff from me. But this time it was like I was enthralled. Like this is the first time I just felt love for his cock, and I just genuinely wanted to be there and couldn't get enough. Like it was just like I wanted to be there. It wasn't for him. It wasn't like I was giving him an orgasm or anything. It was for me, and I wanted to be there.
And I felt that too. Like it was she didn't say anything. She wasn't necessarily even doing anything super different, but it was like the energy that she was like literally like passing through her hands and through her mouth into my cock. I was like, this is like the most intense love I felt like in this way ever. Like this was wild. And so we you continue with the lingam massage for a little while, and then we like flip over. We're like,
And then I was like, okay, now I want to give you a prostate massage.
I'm like, sweet.
And I don't want you to orgasm because, like, we've had done a couple of prostate massages, but then he would have orgasmed. They were really intense. He loved them. But I was like, I want to give you a prostate massage, but please don't orgasm. Like, I don't want that. Like, don't orgasm.
And I'm like, bet. I'm
Why?
not
Why not?
Please think so.
I don't know. Oh, I wanted him to come inside of me before I left. Like,
You didn't tell me that before.
I was like, I don't want you to come while I'm stroking your cock and like giving you a prostate massage. Like I just want this to be like a healing thing, like a like we've gone on this journey. Now I want this to be like an emotional or like a deeper kind of experience for him, other than like separate from orgasm. I just wanted him to experience it differently, I think.
And it was right then too, like I'm starting to like get into the ideas of like, okay, building sexual energy, like not ejaculating, because I'd be like everything has been really tied to that. And so I'm like, okay, this will be a good experience, like have this. Basically I've been wanting like the more challenges to like see how long I can go without ejaculating and experiencing all these pleasure and doing all that separating. Right at the very beginning of this was like this experience. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna do a prostate massage and I don't want you to ejaculate. I'm like, bet that's my challenge. Like,
I wanted your semen for me. Like I wanted it to take it with me. Like I'm going on a trip. Like I want you to come inside of me, right? I don't want you to ejaculate when I'm giving you a prostate massage. That was like
yeah,
my drive there. And
right
and
after
you like I communicated that, and
yeah,
there wasn't ever even a risk. Like
yeah,
it was fine. Like okay, we agreed on that, and it was not even like
yeah.
oh my gosh, stop! Like I'm coming close. There was none of that. Like we did it, and I was like,
But it's unreal. It built so much energy down in my base that I was just like, I was feeling like, oh, fuck yeah. Like bring me a tiger right now. Like I'll wrestle that thing. Like this is like, awesome. Like I think I could win too. And and then at that point the doorbell rang. And like so I got up out of bed and I was like, this it could there was like there were some people who could have been. So I was like, okay, I'll just go check. And it was actually just this kid like trying to sell bracelets. So I was like, oh, I'll buy some bracelets for my kid. So I quickly passed her a few bucks, got the bracelets, closed the door, went back. We're like, okay. And Buy's like,
I wanted to go. Like I love doggy and I love cowgirl. Like they're one of my favorite, and I'm like, I want to go cowgirl now. And I like yeah, it was just like the building was amazing. Like everything felt so good.
we started belly laughing.
It was
Like
just uncontrollable laughter. Like we just couldn't stop laughing. It was just
if you've ever done like weed or something like that and like had that laugh where you're just like you're so terrified that it's not going to stop. It was that, but there wasn't a lick of substances in our body, just good fuck. Like it was just like we're belly laughing and holding each other and she's like squirting on me and it was wild. Like it didn't even stop after that. So we had these orgasms and then we're like holding each other like super close. And I have this moment where so I'm sitting there in the glow of these orgasms where I all of a sudden like I'm back in time as a child. And like I used to be a pretty ragey kid. And there was a time when I got locked in a room with my rage until I calmed down. And it was a pretty like I always thought that was like I moved through that, like that's not a big thing. And all of a sudden I visualize I'm there and the door is open and Vi is standing there in the doorway and just like I'm like this kid again. She's like there, not as my mother or anything, but just as this energy. And I'm like, and I step out of this room and I'm like, holy shit, like this is crazy. And I walk out and it was like, so that experience was like the opening the door to being like, oh, I haven't really loved myself because anytime that I've had like a really big feeling, I've gone back in mentally, energetically back into this room and I've like locked myself away. But like through this experience, I'm actually able to step out along lines of like you've helped open the door to like the child whose emotions were too much or something like that. I honestly forget the specific words, but
thank you
then
for opening the door. I don't know what
yeah,
it was, but like both of us visualized the same picture basically.
yeah, and we didn't say that right after. It was
Which
after
is
we're
like
debriefing.
like crazy because we just talked about it later. Like we saw the same thing. So it was like we were
Like
like
time traveled somehow. Like it was
a
wild.
different time. And then that was it. Like it was like crazy roller coaster of experience of all things within 3 hours. It was nuts. And then I went on my trip and I've never had energy like that before. Like I just
Like we were connected across the country, which
like
was crazy.
like the most triggering person could have entered the room and I would have been like, okay, that's fine. Like I just felt so liberated and
Yeah.
like
And you came home from that trip,
energized.
and our typical experience for our entire marriage was like, come home from the trip, energetically blocked up. Me, I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Like, can I make these things better, or whatever? And it was not that. We literally ran to each other in the airport like new lovers who haven't seen each other in years. And we're just like boom, hugging, kissing in the middle of the airport. And it was like, wow, this is awesome. This is the feeling I want every time we go apart. Like, this is unreal.
Yeah.
We tell as many people as we can about this stuff because like it really is the most life-changing work that we've ever gone through. And so like if there's ever whenever I tell somebody about it, I'm like, and I'll try to like read them a little bit, but I'm like, hey, you know what? You need to like listen to this because this is going to change your life if you just give it a yes. You know what? Start off with a little yes and let that become bigger. And yeah, it's just like we have done unreal things and find ourselves in a place where we're like able to go through really hard stuff right now, stuff that we would have said like could have totally grenaded our relationship like a year ago. We're able to like sit with now and work through because we have tools to do it. We have an understanding now. We have language that we share that's in common, and we're so much better for it. And we just want to see other people do the same. It is 100% just full life change. Like, yeah, like you deal with hard stuff and you don't just deal with it, you alchemize it. Like it becomes like, okay, this is intense, this is uncomfortable, but now this is like, what does this turn into now? What beautiful thing grows out of this? We're trying to trying to build a group of friends here, like groups of people that are like, that we can have common language because we're like, how is this not normal? You know, like this stuff it's so good. Where was this all of our lives? We want this to be something that is just so much broader. So
Yeah, it's like that's the mind-blowing thing is that is starting to feel so normal, and this should be the normal thing, that being in other circles where this isn't is suffocating and like infuriating because you want them to come along on this, but we're seen as crazy and like, oh, you guys are so kooky and so crazy about sex. Like that's crazy. Like you're like different people. But the at the base of it all, it's not like the things are so radically simple. And
it's
you can be here too if you were just honest. And we see that this honesty everywhere we go now. Like, oh my gosh, that person is just not being honest. And so they're here. And like, it's just a complete worldview shift.
yeah, the everyone can that the Anami guarantee is such a guarantee. Like it's if you sit here with this work and you engage with that, if you engage with the work, the guarantee is like it's gonna happen. Like that's the best bit. Because somebody could sit through all of the coursework or any of the podcasts and be like, cool, and nothing could change. But if you engage with those things, if you actually, I wouldn't actually even understand how somebody could go that far and not have something change. But like as soon as you like start to apply yourself into these tools, like you build that path of like that reinforces the path of like, oh, this is possible. This is not just possible. This is happening for us. The guarantee is happening.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Just like grateful. We're so grateful, Kim.
Yeah. Unreal.
Every couple can be having hours of sex, energy sex, multi-orgasmic sex, trauma-clearing sex, 20, 30, 40 orgasms in a session sex, and be turned on by each other for decades. This is the Anami guarantee. I walk you through how to get there step by step in my Coming Together Salon. This is my 10-week online program for couples where you will learn everything from how to have wild 10 hours long tantric sex, how to communicate from the heart and genitals to achieve deep vulnerability, using your sexual energy to alchemize all of your relationship and personal and health issues, step-by-step guided lingam and yoni massage, techniques to achieve all of the deeper orgasms in women, including G-spot, squirting, and cervical, achieving superstar, supercock stamina in men, being able to have full control over when you orgasm, or if you orgasm. I will also teach you how to orgasm without ejaculation, and feminine and masculine polarity to amplify these energies in your life and your bed. This is the secret to the hottest and lifelong sexual chemistry. To sign up, go to kimanami.com/lovers. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and send somebody else the gift of a multi-orgasmic and transformational love life by sharing this episode with them. If you'd like to go deeper into all things orgasms, sign up for my free Orgasmopedia series where you'll learn about 9 different types of orgasms everyone can have. Go to kimanami.com and you'll see the sign up there. Come one, come all.